The following program is for adult audiences only.
Eric and Gord, what if we're right?
Live right now.
Are you ready?
Find and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
Happy Wednesday. It's February the 12th, 2020, and I'm Eric, talking at you once again from beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where it seems like people nowadays are willing to do whatever it takes for the environment, except to read a fucking book and learn something about it.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
How's it going, Gord?
Miserable. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, just as good as a Ontario public school student. Hi, world. Welcome to What If We're Right. If you're looking for a fair, unbiased, and reliable news source, this is not it.
I think unbiased we got covered. Everything else is,
I say hi to Mike at Pit Lane Parlay, the #1 racing and IndyCar podcast on the internet today, with the Daytona 500 coming up this Sunday. You want to pay attention to what these guys have to say. Go to Apple Podcasts, give them a 5-star rating. Head over to Eric and Gord, What If We're Right, and do the same for us while you're there. I want to say hi to Alex and Tom, our Thorskin friends. Very excited for their new venture. Can't wait for me and Gord to be a big part of what they got going on, because it sounds like a ton of fun.
That it certainly does.
That is enough of that for a minute.
Wrong.
Gord, what's going on in your world? How you been?
Every fear I had about working in a warehouse is coming back to haunt me. Yeah.
The only fear I have would be of werewolves.
I would gladly face a wild pack of them right now in comparison to whatever.
I did the warehouse thing, not very briefly last year, or I guess it was last year. I didn't hate it, but it's not really your bag.
But
right.
it's
hard for a guy like you to realize. Like, I can walk into a place, and if that shit's not being done, that shit's not being done. It's not my job.
No, that's
for you
very,
like to fix things.
I just want things to run smoothly. It's just that simple. Why cause yourself stress?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't understand why anybody would want to cause and live in chaotic stress when you can just solve the problem and be done with it.
I, on the other hand, am very good at looking at my job and looking what I get paid and saying, well, this is what I'm going to do for this amount of money. And if you want me to do that next thing, we have to renegotiate my compensation. But maybe there's a reason I'm a homeless bum with no citizenship or prospects, and you're where you are. So maybe I can take a lesson from the Gord book.
I'm only where I am because I'm lucky enough that my mother would still be willing to take me in.
Yeah,
it's the only reason I am where I am. Otherwise, I would have already be fucking homeless. So, because I was heading there when I was in BC. So
it is very cool, all of you people who have parents who parent them. I'm very jealous of that. Moving on to something that just blows my fucking mind. Because I got nothing about Corona today. I don't care. I don't give a shit. One thing that baffles me, just some rough statistics that I kind of sort of did some math on. My odds of becoming Prime Minister of Canada in 2023 are about 1 in 751,000. The odds of the Trans Mountain Pipeline ever being completed seem like they're probably just slightly less than that at the moment. This fucking thing, which has been a thorn in my side since the day I started recording this stupid show, it's ballooned up to over $12 billion from an initial cost of $1.5 billion. We're at $12 billion now. And the same people who don't want it built and are crowding the streets and blocking bridges and stopping traffic to make sure this thing doesn't get built have delayed 150 trains in BC and Ontario because the trains can't run because they're afraid of the protesters. So what the fuck do these fucking kids want? If the oil doesn't go through the pipeline, it's got to go on the fucking train. That's the only way we transport oil. So you're protesting the pipeline by stopping the trains. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Well, ironically enough, since you brought that one up, it turns out that one of the groups that are claiming they're from this particular one of the native...
I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce their name, but yeah, they are all standing up and saying these protesters do not speak for us. They are not part of our tribe. They're not part of our band.
They're not even that, but they're actually they've come up and have they as these. I was reading an article earlier today. As these tribe members are talking to these protesters, they're finding out that they're American. They're from outside the province.
Yeah, but they're protesting. They're protesting the both sides of it. They're stopping trains to protest pipelines. They don't even understand what they're doing.
No, not at all.
It's no secret that they're professional protesters and they just go from protest to protest because they're fucking participation trophy growing up fucking. These are 18 and 19-year-old goddamn kids who are on a break from college and want to fuck up people's lives by making a stink about it. But they don't care about what they're protesting. They're just protesting to win a fight. They don't care what fight they're winning. I would imagine half of them don't even know what they're protesting. They're just there to protest. I don't understand why we're allowing this to happen. Well, yes, I do. I know full well why we're allowing this to happen, but it's gotten so ridiculous. It's stifling our economy now. It's our country is now losing a lot of money because of these pricks, and Beard doesn't seem to want to do anything about it. He's not going to trample on anyone's right to protest, whether they're fucking Canadians or have a card in this game or not. John Horgan said he won't step in because as much as it hurts him to see what's going on with 2 fucking goddamn bridges shut down in Vancouver because of this crap, he says, "Oh no, I can't step in. That's not my job as premier. That's what the courts are for." Where were the courts when you were on the other side of the fucking pipeline, idiot? Last year, this was your fight, and you were the one standing there protesting it until you lost, and then you said, okay, well, the pipeline's going to happen. And fuck. What the hell is wrong with everybody? The same guy... Oh, my God, Gord, you have no idea. Yes, you do. But maybe some people don't. Have just how goddamn frustrating this is to be in the province where this is going on and to have friends that are financially as bad off as I am because they prepared to go work on this thing and they've been sitting there waiting for the green light for 2 goddamn years, and no one is seeing logic here. No one's seeing what's really happening. And these First Nations people are suffering. They're standing up, and no one's even listening to them. No one gives
not at all.
No one on either side of this fight has actually asked them personally, hey, what do you want? That the only native people that protested the pipeline in the beginning were fucking paid by environmental companies. And these ones, they're standing up, and I see them on Twitter, I see them on Facebook, I see them everywhere saying that these people don't represent them. And yet no one is going to ask them what they want. The people affected by it the most aren't being asked what they want to have. I don't get it. I'm so irate right now. Like, environmentalists, do you not understand the benefit to this fucking pipeline? It streamlines all these activities so we don't have trains crashing all over the country. It gets natural gas to China so China can cut their reliance on coal, which is the biggest polluter of the goddamn planet. Coal is still the number one problem. It's not us driving cars. It's coal, mostly in China. If we get them natural gas via this pipeline, they will cut down on that, and the environment will get better. Do the fucking math. How does this not... I don't understand what to do. I blame Leonardo DiCaprio 100% for this crap.
I'm fine with that.
I still have no proof. I haven't seen him and Greta Thunberg in a room together yet. I have no proof they're not the same person.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to wonder that.
We've all seen him play a retard once before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he just was playing a retarded girl this time.
I don't know. I'm in such a fucking foul mood that right now I was saddened to hear that there is a near-miss asteroid coming up this weekend that is just over 1 kilometer wide, which is just big enough to fuck the planet up a little bit, and I was so sad to hear it's going to miss us.
Yeah. It's never going to happen. I'm convinced of that. Until we can figure out how big these fucking things are, we're never going to figure out definitively when one's going to hit us. They keep saying, it could be 30 meters, it could be 700 meters.
We're just not quite sure. It keeps spinning. We don't know.
It's between 30 and 700. What is this going on? I don't know what's happening here. Hey, I go to Audio Burst, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying Eric and Gord and you would like to hear and or read anything about the show, go to audioburst.com. Very cool website that I had no idea we were on, but now it turns out we are. And they do a full transcript of our episodes for you. It's not exactly a good one, but it's there. So check that out, audioburst.com. They do that apparently for free, and apparently I signed us up for it and completely forgot. But it's very cool, and they do little snippets of the episodes. They cut the episodes down into like little 13-minute clips. So if there's something Eric and Gord talked about that you really liked and you want to hear it, go to audioburst.com and check it out. It's actually semi-cool.
Interesting.
So there you go. Gord, I'm going to... So, pipeline people, I hate you. In case I wasn't clear about that. I just thought I'd make that clear. And what I hate more at the moment is the people who are giving in to these fucking children. We have to just scrape them off and get on with the economy. It's all well and good that we all try to protect our right to protest. That's fine. That's great. I agree that it's a necessity, but when it stands in the way of our country actually progressing in a positive manner, then it's time to push these people off to the side and fucking get to work. I know that's not in our nature, but that is the time. I am going to send Gord a picture and get his opinion on it. Now, this is only a copy, Gord, so I have to wait about a week for the official one to come through. But as I have mentioned on the air for the last couple of days, I have become a chartered member of Dave Daubenmire's Salt and Light Brigade. I'm going to spread the good word because I think everything Coach Dave says is awesome. So, also, I think Gord and I have a message. Whoops, that's a little blurry. Gord and I have a message that we would like to spread as well, and I think the way for me to do so... I can't get a good picture of this thing. It has, sorry, this is a live podcast, and I'm doing horribly. I apologize, guys. I should have had this ready beforehand, but I was too busy trying to calculate the odds of me becoming prime minister, and it was harder. I actually had to go to a sports gambling website to figure that out. Okay, this has a shadow on it, but at least you can read it. This is actually legit, and I'm just going to send you the photo, because I think you'll be quite proud of me. I wanted to announce to everybody on the air, and especially to Gord, that I today, well, I've been working on it for a little while, but it officially came today, and I have an official one coming in about a week. Jesus Christ, could this take any longer?
Apparently.
There, it's sent. It's a shadowy, blurry one, but I don't think you could see it. But this is for my new duties. I want to see if Gordon sees this.
How'd you send it?
I texted it.
I got it. Oh, fuck.
I
definitely blurry, but yeah.
I have officially been ordained. But by the Universal Life Church Ministries.
I'm actually sad by that because I was going to do that about 4 years ago.
I am officially recognized as a member of the Universal Life Church and has all rights and privileges to perform all duties of the ministry. You are looking at Pastor Eric Hunt. Minister. I'm an official minister. This one, obviously, it's just a printed copy of my certificate of ordination. The official one with the gold seal is in the mail. So, the Church of Eric is open for business.
That means you can officially marry, like you could preside over somebody's marriage.
Which I'm thinking when the official copy comes in the mail, it's got to count for ID. That's got to be a secondary ID. I'm a man of the cloth, for Christ's sake. Who's going to tell a pastor he can't get his ID? I'm a minister, for fuck's sake. You going to tell a church minister he can't get his ID?
Yeah, they won't even tell him. They won't even tell him to stop fucking children. So right? I mean, come on.
That is not part of my mandate. I'm just telling you guys.
You say that now, but you just wait. Soon enough, you're going to be sending me stuff going, hey, Gord, guess what I'm into now? Ah, no.
I'm thinking, here's the thing, and I'm 100% coming straight from the heart on this. I have a 5-year-old child, the most beautiful, perfect child the planet has ever seen. And I have had occasion to spend a lot of time on playgrounds and in play areas like Go Bananas and what the fuck, Crash Crawlies, those kind of places. And I can say, unequivocally, little kids are fucking gross. I don't know how you're nailing it. They're covered in all kinds of fluids, and like there's always something coming out of some hole on their body that's just disgusting. They're nasty, gross little people. They just hit each other and fart and spit and fucking. They can't get food in their mouth. It's got 3/4 of what they eat ends up all over them before it gets in their mouth. I don't see the attraction, and I probably never will. They're gross little people.
I'm sorry. Am I supposed to argue this? I can't.
I just in the Church of Eric, the Champion Tree Ministries, which is a fucking thing now. There will be no kid fucking. You got to be at least like probably 14 before anyone in my church even looks at you weird.
Oh, man.
Gord is just too tired to even give a shit.
Oh, Gord's so far off a deep end right now of strange things going through his head.
No, there will be no kid fucking in this church. There will be no Bible in this church. This is going to be the first official ministry where we do not study the New Testament or take any of the teachings from it. Because it's just not, I don't think it's relevant in today's world. The book's 2,000 years old. I don't even like movies that are like from earlier than the 70s. So why would I read a book that's 2,000 years old? I don't want to hear some story. I don't want to be preaching the stories of people who fucked up 2,000 years ago. That doesn't do us any good. Hey, here's a bunch of guys that fucked up. Let's read all about them and how they fucked up and God punished them, and then you can just fucking do the same thing. It's not helping anybody. No, our church is going to predict the future. Not dwell on fucking 2,000 years ago, a bunch of people were stupid. Everybody was stupid. Fuck.
2,000 years ago, a bunch of people fucking fell for a magician. Let's write a book about him.
Yeah, basically. It's like the first fucking Chris Angel.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Chris Angel.
He was the original.
Yeah, is that the kind of guy you want to follow? I don't think so. I don't want to be out. In 2,000 years from now, we better not be taking the word of Chris fucking Angel. That's all I'm saying.
No, it'll be the other guy, because the other guy is, what's his name?
David Blaine.
Well, David Blaine. It'll be David Blaine because he's way more subdued.
He very much is. I often think...
And you can have the picture of him in the icebox, and that alone would show,
the man who
something.
talks as if his voice is putting his face to sleep.
Could you imagine sex with him? That'd be the most boring thing in the world.
Can I ever? Probably not, because probably while you're doing it, he's fucking pulling watches out of your ass and...
I know I'm having sex with you right now, but I just pulled a watch out of your asshole.
Right? It's probably doing all kinds of
time
good
it
shit.
is. Do I know how I know what time it is? You just farted and I just pulled a watch out of your ass.
That is amazing.
Jokes with me. I wasn't so tired.
He is. I don't get that. I like his magic. I like this new. Look for the new Australian kid. He's really cool. He's not dorky like Chris Angel, but he's not just waking up from a coma. He's but he does all the same tricks. He's very good. I don't remember his name.
The best
I'd say
magician I've seen is this little sort of Asian dude. He actually won for the best magician almost 2018, 2019. Just type the world's best magic trick, and it's him in front of just like a little felt table thing with a nice little vest on, and watch the trick, because it has to do with cards, coins, and a bunch of other shit. But there's something that happens in it that is completely and utterly mind blowing, and that shit was just impressive.
I think the world's best magic trick is convincing people Donald Trump's worth fucking listening to. But I don't know. Maybe he could fix this pipeline bullshit. Anybody who wants to help, I guess you guys don't know because I haven't brought it up. I haven't told anybody what exactly is going on. I don't have any identification, and there is no government agency in the province of British Columbia who's willing to vouch for who I am. So I officially, as far as my home province is concerned, I do not exist. Even though they know I do.
So who am I doing a podcast with? This is so weird.
You are doing a podcast with a... Now, this is... Talk about fucking woke. I am as woke as they come, because as far as the government's concerned, I have no gender, I have no race, I have no income. I am just a homogenous blob. I'm a ghost. I'm a fucking aberration. So, take that, all you fucking woke people. I got you beat. Because not only do I not identify as anything, the fucking province can't identify me as anything. Beat that. I'm the 59th one, bitches. And I physically, literally can't identify as anything, so I got y'all beat. I'm having my own parade this year.
I will organize that.
Cool, thanks.
And we'll just play Pearl Jam. I'm alive the whole time.
No. No,
Hey,
we
better than the
will
new
not.
song.
That's a great song. Hey, speaking of which, I have to say I gave Dance of the Clairvoyants a chance again about 2 days ago, and it's growing on me. My initial criticism was a little harsh. So I'm warming up to it. I'm very much looking forward to the rest of the album. Just saying.
Well, bless you, because it keeps coming up on the radio, and the worst thing is every time they do play it on the radio, it's always they would play one of like an older Pearl Jam song, and then they'll play that one. It's just like, oh, oh, this is just such crap.
Well, see, we're crossing over because you said it was pretty good the last time.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
When I heard the new song,
Yeah.
no,
I said I hated
no.
it. You said you didn't because you weren't a fan. Anyway,
No, I think you need to go back and listen to that. So I'm pretty sure I didn't like it because as soon as I heard it, I'm like, "What the fuck is this? It's weird."
it's growing on me. I thought it just wasn't what I expected. But now that I listen a little closer, it's pretty not terrible. Just different. Their stuff's always different, and it took a while to grow on me. But check it out. That comes out next month, I believe. I could be wrong. It could be May, but I think it was March. The new record and the tour, which has 4 dates in Ontario and none anywhere else in Canada. Thanks, fuckers. I'll just fly to Ontario. Oh, wait. I need a fucking picture ID to get a goddamn plane ticket.
Yep.
And I ain't taking a 3.5 day bus ride. I'm just not. Not for Gore, not for Pearl Jam.
And
I don't
then
even know how that works.
a train ticket will cost you more than a plane ticket.
Oh, is that right?
So you can't even take a train because the train's going to cost you more than a round trip airfare.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I probably can't get on a train without ID either.
Well, probably not.
I can take a bus, but there is no bus direct from here to there anyway. I looked into it.
See, you're the only person I know that would benefit from, like, if all of your credentials were, like, embedded into a microchip under your skin. You would benefit from that because then you wouldn't lose it.
Well, I only lost it the one time. I just haven't been able to replace it since then. And I didn't lose it. I know exactly where it went. I just wasn't allowed to beat the shit out of the kid who took it because I would have lost my job.
Which you ended up losing anyways, didn't you?
I did indeed. And there is a lot of, hey, what would I do had I known I was going to lose that job in June? There's a whole bunch of things I would have done differently had I known I was going to lose that job anyway.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Yeah. And one of them would have been not fuck a fatty, because I nailed the hot French chick literally less than a month later. All I had to do was hold out for less than a month. Nope. Had to nail the psycho fatty and ruin my goddamn job. That is just true. And that sucks.
Yes, science.
This is a fun episode. If you guys want to help me and Gord cheer up, a really good way to do that would be to go to ericandgord.world and buy yourself a t-shirt. $27. There are 2 different styles. You can look at them at ericandgord.world. They come in 5 sizes for men and 5 sizes for the ladies. Everyone else, you're going to have to pick one of the 2. That's all we got. But you don't have to identify as a male or female. You just got to buy the shirt that you think would fit you the best. There's only the 2 options. I can't make 58 different t-shirts. 5-day delivery time. There's about 10 different colors you can choose from. Blue, there's a bunch of blues and some grays and some, there's a white and a red and a black and a couple of different reds. They're all very nice. $27, 5-day delivery time. You can pay via PayPal. Order many, 6 or more, and you get a big fat discount. But Eric and Gord.world, buy a shirt. We would like that.
We would love that.
This podcast is now once again my only source of income. And I was raking it in last year. It's been really fun going over the episodes. You know what's great, Gord? I gotta say, and for our listeners, please go back to anything from 2018 and listen to Gord talk about produce and working in the grocery store. Man, have things changed.
I remember how much you enjoyed that.
And me talking just about every episode, because there was always like 3 or 4 days in between episodes because we couldn't record for 2 days because I couldn't figure it out, and then you would miss a day for work and I'd miss a day for whatever, and then we'd be back on, and I'd have had 2 or 3 jobs in that time. It's great to go back and reflect on those.
We've had some very, very interesting times. There's no getting around it.
I was listening to a story where actually the warehouse I worked in, no, it was just prior to that when I was working for the security company, and in my first 7 days of work, I missed 2, I was late for 3, and I went home early once or something like that. It was just fucking brilliant. This show is a very interesting document of our lives, and the best part is all the episodes while I was on the street recording and saying I would edit out this conversation, and then it's clearly on the episode before we start.
That's where the running gag came from.
Yeah, I should go back and edit some of that, though. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now, but some of it could have been incriminating at the time.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Not so much now. But very fun. Go back and listen to the archives. If these live episodes just aren't curling your toes, they will. They will get better. We have an amazing guest coming up. We said tomorrow, and that's tentative. It may not be tomorrow, but I will keep you guys posted. We have Roger Nygaard of Trekkies fame, one of my all-time favorite documentaries. I can't believe this guy reached out and wanted to be on our show, because I love that movie. I've never told anybody that, but I really did enjoy the film. Curb Your Enthusiasm fans.
There's no getting around it.
He's won Emmys for a lot of his work, including Curb Your Enthusiasm, the Julia Louis-Dreyfus show Veep. He has a new documentary coming out all about marriage, and I think it's going to be fucking amazing. It actually debuts on Friday, so we're hoping to have him on tomorrow night, but what a shock. I fucked up somehow, and the communication didn't get through to his people, so it may be postponed. It is definitely happening, but it could be early next week. But Roger Nygaard, look him up if you don't know him. Funny man, great guest for the show. I think we're going to get along really, really well and have a good time talking to him.
It's going to be fascinating.
Trekkies. I was thinking about this today, that it's almost, that documentary was almost premature because there's so much more Star Trek going on since that happened. Brand new show just out now, all about Jean-Luc Picard, his origin story.
Yep. Plus all the new Star Trek movies with the younger variation.
I'm pretty fed up. You know, yesterday I was saying done with Batman, done with Joker. I'm done with origin stories too. There's some people I just don't give a fuck where they came from.
Well, see, some are fascinating. Like Wolverine, without a shadow of a doubt, most necessary origin story ever done, hands down.
The movie destroyed it. I know there was even a series of comic books that didn't have him coming from Canada, and that really pissed me off. Well, but I heard the movie wasn't good. I never watched the movie. I don't know. Sorry?
It was. I thought it was fantastic. But Wolverine was always from Canada,
Yes.
as far as I know. Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
he in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard he wasn't. So.
Yeah. No. That's covered in the movie. I think he was fantastic. But when they did the Joker origin, that couldn't have happened. Because the whole point of Joker is that he never had an origin. Nobody knew where he came from. That's the whole point. There was no backstory. Everything he said, he lied. So,
Yeah. I thought the Dark Knight really touched on that with him telling the story of the scars differently every time. I thought that was a brilliant way to allude to that.
yeah.
I don't know about this origin. Like, we talked about it enough last night. I just don't care. And you're right. It's... You can't... Well, I guess you can just make it up because it's all stupid and fake anyway, but... if you're a big fan, that would really annoy me. But I guess everything in these comic book universes changes now, and it's all... there's the Arkham fucking shit where it's all in his head anyway. I don't know if you know of those ones, the Arkham... I forget what it is. Arkham... I forget what they're called. The Arkham Asylum series anyway. That...
I've heard about them. I actually followed them.
The basis of that series is that everything you've ever known about Batman and all this shit, it's all just in the Joker's head. He's just fucking that crazy. So, I don't know. But I don't care. I don't care about origin stories. But, what I was saying, this documentary, I think, was almost premature. You could almost do a sequel.
Yeah.
Because now we're into now the new TV show. They did the origins of they did pre Shatner in the series Enterprise. That was all before Captain Kirk. And then they did the movies, which are all Captain Kirk when he's young, and now they got Picard when he's young as the new TV show. And they did it. The first one that I am aware of that I watched and hated was the Phantom Penis. It went back way too far, in my opinion. I didn't care about Anakin when he was 5. And as you can hear me talk about on the Thor's Kin podcast last month, that movie, that kid who played Anakin grew up schizophrenic and crazy. So that's what that movie does.
Yeah, I just think about that. Yeah,
it sucks.
He got heavily bullied a lot in school because of that movie, and
he quit acting and he went fucking bonkers. Well, I think he was bonkers beforehand, but
it just manifested by the time he got older is when it finally came out.
And he's nuts. He's all schizophrenic and crazy and hates Star Wars. The guy who played Jar Jar Binks actually tried to commit suicide. Because
that makes sense.
Well, he watched the movie and he went, "Oh fuck, I might as well kill myself now."
Yep, most hated man in history, that guy.
And he totally swore off the franchise and wants nothing to do with it. All these people that are in the 3, I don't know what you call them. They're the prequels or whatever. The first 3 movies of the Skywalker series, as they're being called now. Just stay away from them. They make you crazy and suicidal. But that was the first origin story I saw, and Anakin bugged the fuck out of me. I thought they went back way too far. I just didn't care. And
there's no need to go back to his super young childhood.
No, they could have started on the 3rd one and built from there, in my opinion.
Yeah, like they could have touched down on his childhood in like a 5-second clip. Hey, look, he was born. Now he's a young man.
You were born, and then some fucked up shit happened, and then you were evil. Like they did with Bane. They summed up Bane's whole fucking, or the chick that you thought it was Bane was the little kid, but it turned out to be that chick in the Batman movie. In the thing, they did that all in like a 5-second fucking montage. That's all you needed for Darth Vader. That the story of that chick was way more interesting, and that was literally like 5 seconds. They flashed back, they saw the people get attacked, and then Bane protected her, and then she stabbed Batman. Like, you could do it so much better than 3 fucking movies to figure out why he can't breathe good. Fuck you, Darth Vader.
All those advances in science, and yet that guy couldn't get asthma fucking inhaler.
Right? It sounds like it. Goddamn. Get the guy a better suit. It obviously doesn't work. Jesus Christ, man. I know people who smoke 3 packs a day breathe better than him. You can build the fucking Death Star? You can't get this guy an inhaler? What the fuck? They're bad movies. I don't care what anybody says. I wonder if Roger Nygard has an opinion on Star Wars. Because there is obviously, you can't like them both, right? You have to either be a Trekkie or a Star Wars guy. If you like them both, you just blow up into a puff of logic.
Yes, science.
Origin stories suck. I'm not telling you mine. I was born. Now I'm nobody.
My origin story will be epic, for the record.
See, if I had grown up in your circumstances, my life would be tremendously different. If I grew up in a cemetery, I think probably the town of Milton wouldn't exist.
Trust me, I tried to burn it down.
Things would have been very, very different had I grown up in the adorable town of Milton, which is my favorite town. I feel such a kinship with the people of Milton, based only on their Facebook page. I've never been there. I can't even picture this town in my head, but it's amazing. Like, the picture I have of Milton in my head, if it doesn't look like it does in my head right now, I'm going to be devastated.
I'm telling you right now, 25 years ago, it did look like exactly what you're thinking of. I'm telling you that straight up.
I have all I go on is the episode of this show called Proudly Sponsored by Mad, where Gord does a scenic tour for us on air. I just go on that and mixed images from Archie books and Gilmore Girls, and I piece them all together to make the perfect town in my head, and that's what Milton is, and I love it. But
absolutely.
Had I grown up there, it would look like the bad town in Back to the Future 2, the bad version of Hilldale.
You know, Eric, not really speaking of this, but we've all had the horrible ex in our lives, the horrible ex person, right?
I still have them.
Friend. Yes, well, don't most of us all. Well, apparently, a blood pressure drug that is available in the market now can actually help ease the painful memory of an ex. I'm telling you this because a Montreal researcher has found a way to take the emotional sting out of a bad breakup by editing memories using therapy and a beta blocker.
Yeah, I saw that movie, and I loved it. It's a great movie, even with the chick from Titanic. It's the only thing I ever liked her in, but this never goes well.
Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That is right. That is literally exactly what it's being compared to. But basically, he says that you can edit things out, and with the use of therapy and this drug, you can ease the pains of this. And I'm just forget the movie for a second, but the only thing I'm thinking of is all that means is that people are just going to keep getting back together with their exes because they're just going to remember the happy times. And
Well, that was that was the big conundrum in. There's another movie called The Vow. That's an awesome Valentine's Day movie. If you guys want to watch it, I highly recommend it. It's got Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams. I would make out with either of them in this movie. And they're in a horrible car accident. They're engaged. They're in a horrible car accident. She gets amnesia, and then they break up or whatever because she doesn't remember him after the accident. And then they don't get back together in the end. She doesn't fall for him in the end, which is what I really liked. But that's the big question. Like, if you erased our memories, would we still like that person? Would we get back together with that person? Would whatever attracted us to them in the first place attract us again?
That's well,
I don't know, because a lot of my relationships were just based on circumstance. It was like, okay, well, you're here, so let's do this thing.
Yeah, very true.
I wonder. It's a very interesting question. I don't like it. I'm not ready to start messing with our brains. Now, when I die, or if I'm about to die, yes, I want medical science community, please listen, put my brain in something where it can still function and I'm alive. Like, if you got to put me in a computer or in a Roomba, whatever you got to do to keep me alive, do that. I'm good with that. But I have the opposite of a do not resuscitate. I have an always resuscitate, save what you can policy. If I'm just a lung and an eye in a jar, fucking do that. We'll figure it out. But until I'm ready to die, I don't think we should mess with the brain. We don't know enough about the brain to go fucking poking around in there.
Now, what about the idea of you still remember everything, good and bad, but the difference is it suppresses the emotion attached to it?
Now, you talked about this guy. We have an episode about this guy who has no emotional attachment to memory. Remember?
It's a specific way of life. That was a phenomenal thing I listened to. Stoic.
We talked about this guy. Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. We'd start fucking with the emotion. Everything we do is based on our emotional memory. That's now I like the idea. Like, if I could try pizza again for the first time every day, that would be fucking amazing. But I don't know.
Unless you have a shitty place.
But I don't know, like, if we have no emotional memory to, I don't remember why I don't like getting hit by cars. That kind of shit is probably bad. I don't want to have to deal with that.
Well, no, I mean, that's the thing, though. If you're able to pick and choose, like, I think, well, again, good and bad with this. Well, if you were to take, like, a woman who was, like, say, like, brutally raped in the past, if she could eliminate that sting of how brutal it sort of was, so it's not as painful to relive if the memory were to come back again, it would make life a little bit easier. But then again,
would that make life easier, or would it make her just more apt to cross paths with her rapist and get raped again? Like, that would suck. That would have made Groundhog Day a totally different movie if every day Bill Murray just got brutally raped in an alley.
he's getting
every morning he just wakes up all happy singing that song, "Hey, campers, rise and shine." And then he just gets fucking beaten and raped in an alley. Should have bought insurance from that guy, huh, Bill?
Instead of fucking punching his fucking head off.
Bing! Oh, shit.
Funny.
I'm sorry, Bill Murray. Not to anybody else, just to Bill Murray. I apologize. That's offensive to him. No, it's not really offensive. Just don't make that movie. That would suck. I don't know about this. I don't think we should mess with our brains.
Over 400 people have undergone for the therapy, like, do this with the therapy and done between two of them. And they're sitting at about 70% of patients found relief within a few sessions.
For now.
Now.
This stuff always... Read a fucking Stephen King book, dude. This shit doesn't happen overnight, but those guys, something bad's gonna happen. The cat comes back and it's all fucked, and then you do the same thing with your kid and he wants to kill your neighbor. That's don't fuck with things. I don't think we're ready to mess with. Someone's going to end up like Lawnmower Man. Or for those of you who need a more current reference, Lucy, or what was that one with the Bradley Cooper? Mind, whatever.
Yeah.
Shit.
The pill one?
The pill one with Bradley Cooper. The Limitless.
Yeah.
You mess with the brain, it always ends badly. Always.
Yep. Oh my god, they even make reference to the Groundhog Day thing in this fucking movie, in this fucking article, too.
Oh, really?
They actually, let's see here. The patients they recruited for the study weren't suffering just a mild case of heartbreak. There were cases of infidelity. Somebody abandoned someone they believed was a loving partner. They're struggling to cope. They just couldn't get over the thought. It was like patients were stuck in Groundhog Day, the 1993 comedy where Bill Murray's character really
1993 comedy. They just it's like they were stuck in a 1990s comedy. No, I think if you're the one applying the technique, you need to fucking figure it out a little better than that, because I went through a brutal breakup that I'm still not over 14 years ago, and never once did it feel like a 1993 comedy.
No.
But
I
still,
don't think that movie was
would I
ever made.
want the memory taken away? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. Probably would have saved me years of drug abuse and grief, and I'd probably be running a company right now. Still. I don't think we should mess with the brain. We don't know enough about the brain. If we were all on the same level intellectually and we all understood what was going on upstairs, possibly, I don't think we are emotionally capable of genetically modifying our emotions to any degree that's going to not end terribly one day. And that was a whole bunch of dead air. I know Gord's just thinking.
That was in thought for a second there, but yeah.
I don't think we should fuck with our noodle. That's
yeah,
another right. I want to bring that up to Roger too. I got all kinds of fucking sci-fi questions for Roger Nygaard. I hope like Trekkies wasn't the be all end all of his thing, and then he doesn't give a crap about any of that shit, because that's all I'm asking him.
So I have a book coming out. Don't care. Tell me more about this.
Yeah. So Gord was asking about the genetically modifying our brains so we don't have emotional. And I know your new documentary is all about marriages breaking up. Let's talk about transporters and space.
What's your thoughts on the fact that NASA can't figure out the size of an asteroid?
Yeah, how do we fucking think they can split an atom and all that shit? Fuck you, you can... All this molecular shit going on in Switzerland? Fuck you, you can't tell me the size of an asteroid. I think you're splitting an atom in half. How big's the atom, asshole?
Right.
It's either invisible or it's the size of a basketball. We are...
It's one of the two. We can't figure it out yet.
And Trump's trying to give these fuckers more money?
Yep.
Give it to Elon. Give all your money to Elon. Or Bezos. Apparently, Richard Branson has left this. Virgin is not pursuing it anymore. Or not to any degree where he's going to be able to compete. I know he was looking at more of the commercial side of it.
Yeah.
But Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are the two big players. And Bezos, like, he's got the cash. He can fucking do this.
Oh, yeah. He's rich.
Elon doesn't, but everyone, that guy's just got a horseshoe up his ass when it comes to investors. Like, people love to throw money at that guy and watch his planes crash. But don't give it to NASA. Like, these two experiments, if anything, have just proved that NASA is useless.
Well, Yeah, but that's again. But this is the difference between government run when it's funded through multiple different countries and different agencies, and privately owned. Privately owned, there's no restrictions on whatever you want to experiment with, whatever you want to do, you can just do it. All the other ones have to go through, because it's government, it's red tape.
Yeah, but it also it's a tenth of the cost. Like Elon's come in at a tenth of the cost just sourcing the materials and stuff.
Well, of course, because he doesn't have to. Because again, he doesn't have. It's not government. Everything by government by default costs at least 150 times more than anybody else.
They're going to have to square that circle. They're going to have to work together. I think really they're going to have to just work together. I don't know if there's any. I don't like. Elon does he resupplies the space station and stuff. His ships do that.
Yes.
NASA doesn't have any anymore. So I'm assuming there's no bad blood between them, between SpaceX and NASA. They must have a decent working relationship. I think they're just going to have to work together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he always launches from like their launch pads and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't just do it like in his backyard.
That would be pretty amazing.
That would be amazing. And I wish there was a guy. I want to be that guy. I wish I had like just a few $1 million that I could even pretend that I'm in this thing. And just like every year, just have an epic launch out of my yard.
He'd be like the guy he's trying to prove that the Earth is flat with his little rocket he wants to launch up.
Yeah, it's funny how those never work. And there's they had a new expedition to Antarctica that's now been derailed because something with the Australian fires or whatever. Fucking, like, there's always some reason why they can't just go to Antarctica and figure it out. Like, every year there's some expedition going, and every year it never fucking happens.
It's because none of these guys who do this have jobs.
Or it does happen, and then it proves them completely wrong, and then they can't release the footage because it shows exactly the truth. I can't believe these motherfuckers exist in the world, and they all have ID.
Well, I have another one for you that I bet you can't exist. That all right,
exists. I like keep bringing the science. I like the science.
Yes, science.
Well, I'm not sure if this would be science necessarily. It's just something.
Everything's science.
So, Louisiana.
Oh God, okay, it's not science.
No. But Louisiana, in the end of March and beginning of April, they had 3 churches burned to the ground. And I mean like full on, nothing left but rubble burned to the ground. All done at like overnight, like a midnight sort of thing. So like nobody was ever hurt. There's no deaths or anything else, but total mass destruction on all of them. Well, they've caught the guy who did it. And
God?
He's a 22-year-old guy, and he fully admits to it, because the whole reason he did it was to raise his profile as a black metal musician.
Yeah, but no, as an ordained minister.
Uh-huh.
Speaking as an ordained minister of the Universal Life Church Ministries, the whole reason he did it was because that's what God intended.
No, not at all.
Yeah, everything is because that's what God intended. So you have to forgive him and get on with it. And I hope his band does well.
This is the one thing that really disappoints me about this. They give the kid's name, it's Holden Matthews. He's 22. He talks about why he did it. They do references to the other black metal musicians and black metal fans who have burned churches all over the world in the name of black metal. But yet they never mention his band name, and I'm so disappointed by that because I really think they should.
Well, just like we don't mention the meathead on the plane who ended up getting basically exactly what he wanted because he's famous as shit. It's still you can't if it's in the name of the church, then it's God's will. God, you can't argue it. As a church person, you can't. It's all God's will. So there's a message behind these churches burning, and you got to look into your church and what the people in your church do, because God wanted that church burned. That's just how it fucking works. So, good luck, Holden, and I hope your band does well. Definitely change your name, because you don't want like a Holden Matthews and people think you're Dave Matthews and then you suck. But I good luck to you and your band. I hope this works out for you, and everybody who may have been affected by this, forgive him.
You don't have a choice.
That's your whole deal.
This thing mentioned it somewhere. I gotta find it. I don't know, where is it? Somewhere in this article had mentioned it. I'm like, oh, I've got to see it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to mention the name because I just don't care. His black metal band is called Vodka Vultures.
Vodka Vultures. So you just hang around the bar at the end of the night after everyone's gone and fucking pick up the whatever's left over in their glasses? That's
exactly what he looks like, for the record, actually.
That's a bad name, dude.
That's a horrible name. What are you thinking?
Vodka vultures are not a cool thing. That's dumb.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. You did such a massive act for the whole industry. This is the band name you. Oh, you're a fucking okay. Fuck you. You're a loser.
Vodka vultures. Like vultures, just pick up the scraps. Like you go to people's fucking just suck the ice cubes in the bottom of their glass.
Pretty much. I mean, Jesus. No, something else happened. This is international news, by the way. Happened over New Delhi. There was a denim factory that had caught fire.
Shocking.
Right? Now, I mean, the whole place got straight up gutted, burned. It's just everything's fucking melted. But the weird thing is, and I'm trying not to laugh because this is legit fucking horrible.
Tragic.
Now, nothing about this. Apparently, nobody died, which I find shocking as all hell. But they only had one door in and out of this factory, and the only way to get to that door was to climb up a ladder.
That's a sketchy factory.
That is the definite. Oh, sorry, 7 people died.
Oh, that's a little different than nobody. I was almost like happy that this was not a bad story, and then now 7 people died in the last 5 seconds. Now it's tragic.
But yeah, so 7 people died. But again, when you're talking about an Indian factory, which this is a pretty long building.
Yeah, it's usually like 7,000 people. Like they never get out. They all die when these things fucking collapse. Now, I get it. I've seen like documentaries and shit where they show these factories and how horrible they are. And really, it's not even that surprising that there's one door that you got to go up a ladder to get to. But now I know the answer to this. I'm not even going to ask a why fucking question. But how do these corporate motherfuckers not go and see that and at least put in a fucking fire exit? Like, I get that you're all pieces of shit and that making your shoes for 12 cents instead of 15 cents makes a big fucking deal to the $1 billion you can make every year. But how do you, being a human being with a fucking brain in your head and a conscience, how do you not go see your factory ever and say, hey, let's give these guys a fucking fire extinguisher or another door? Like, how does that not... I know you're never going to change it to human conditions that are fit for people to work in. That's fine. We all accept that you're pieces of shit and you'll never do that for your workers. But how do you not at least give them a fire exit? Or, like... something, put a fire extinguisher under all their desks because you know they're going to die if there's ever a fucking fire. Like, how do you not just scrape up $100 for someone to get a sawzall to cut a hole in the back of the factory?
That's the thing. That's the thing I don't get. Like, I just don't understand how. Like, clearly this factory must obviously be in the basement of something. But, like, a set of stairs even?
Right?
Just throw in some stairs? Like, why a ladder? Like, that's just so bad.
And does it say who they made the jeans for? Well, usually it's more than one company. It's like several companies, but
this one here, the company is called Nandin Denim.
Yeah, but who do they make jeans for? They're not making jeans for Indians.
Actually,
it's always fucking Hilfiger or something. Nike, not Nike, was the Levi's or Hilfigers or something. Some motherfucker who's got way too much money and doesn't even know India exists.
Oh, here we go. Ann Taylor, Target, Zara, Bull and Bear said they are not customers and don't have it. No, so they don't have it. Target said it's working to get its name off their website. So these companies are kind of.
Yeah, Target said, listen to that quote. Listen to what Gord just said, okay, listener? Target's working to get their name off the company's website. Not Target's denying involvement. Not Target is saying they had nothing to do with this. Just Target is working to get their name off their website.
You missed the first part. Target said they are not customers and don't have a relationship, and they are working to get its name off their website and out of their annual reports.
And out of
if you're not a customer and you don't have a relationship with them, then why are they part of your annual reports, and why do you have their name on your website?
See? Fuck you, Target. I'm glad you failed in Canada. I want Zeller's back. I don't want Zeller's back. I don't care. Put something else there.
Now, the good news.
Put a jeans factory there. Let's turn all the old Zeller stores into jeans factories where people can make $10 an hour and not fucking die.
Well,
and you still make $1 billion. You just charge an extra $10 for your jeans, you fucking idiots. You could actually have standards and have places that don't collapse and burn. And all you got to do is charge $10 more. And if someone's stupid enough to pay $200 for a pair of jeans, they're stupid enough to pay $210. So fucking figure it out.
You literally just said pay somebody $10 an hour. Right now, these guys are being paid 35 cents an hour.
Exactly.
Which means, think about what that cost has just gone up that they're losing on. No, the cost of jeans would be $2,000 easy for a pair of jeans in order.
It doesn't have to be. That's just the corporate guys set the prices. They've got nothing to do on what they pay the workers. Fucking disgusting how these people get treated in mostly India, but in countries all over the world where these fucking factories exist, and these people go to work for 35 cents an hour.
Mm-hmm.
35 cents an hour. I'm turning down jobs that are less than $25 an hour, right? I don't even look at jobs that are less than $25 an hour. They don't register. No. I took a beta blocker that blocks anything under that out of my brain. I have no memory of seeing those postings.
Nandid Demon has agreed to pay the families of those kills a reported $14,000 each.
Well, goody. I hope that $14,000. How much was your kid worth?
Yeah, $14,000 for 7 people.
My kid's worth a lot more than $14,000. I'll tell you that much. That's the part of the world that just fucking drives me nuts. How do you, in good conscience, do this? How do you operate a company and smile and wave to your fucking investors and just walk around being rich on whatever beach you're at, not listening to my show right now, and fucking like sleep at night knowing that this could happen? And even if it never happens in your factory, it could, and it happens every year. One of them collapses, or one of them catches fire, or one of them, there's always, every year, at least one this happens to. Something like this. And 7, that's a good number. Not for the 7 families. I'm sorry to you guys, that fucking sucks, but usually it's thousands. Or at the very least, like hundreds. 7 is pretty fucking amazing. But I don't understand how you run a big company, whether Target or anything. Go to a mall, and any one of those fucking names in that mall, they get their shit from one of these companies. And I think it's disgusting, and I don't think we should endorse them by buying their shit, but you're never going to talk people out of it.
No, you're right.
I don't know how we endorse. We say this is okay every year. By buying their products, we automatically say that these practices are okay and we're fine with them. It's fucking horrible. It's the worst part of our society. We could talk about crime and how we treat people in Canada. The worst racist offenses in Canada aren't as bad as what we're doing to people in other countries just so we can have nice shit. It's fucking the worst of people, and it's the richest of people and the most well-off of society taking advantage of the worst, dirt poor, uneducated people and putting them in bad situations. It's like bum fights on a giant scale. We just take the most vulnerable people, and when they die in some horrible tragedy, we give them $14,000 and fucking move on and build another factory and get another 1,000 of them who are uneducated and poor and throw them in this factory and just keep going. We just keep going.
Yeah, that's it.
My fucking God!
I guarantee
so
you,
mad.
as soon as this place went up in flames, as soon as they said the building, the factory just started up in flames. Yeah, man, it's up in flames. Okay, where are we opening up the next one?
Yeah,
like I guarantee the fire wasn't even out. They're already okay. Where are we opening up the next one? We got to get this shit going.
What can you salvage? How many sewing machines can you salvage? Get the fucking people who didn't die to carry their sewing machine to their new desk. Fuck you. I don't even know where my jeans are from, but I'm burning them tonight in protest.
I haven't worn jeans since high school, so I am free and clear from supporting them.
I should just go naked for the rest of the year and just say, I'm fucking protesting sweatshops. Oh, why don't you just make your own clothes? Why don't you shut up?
Dick.
Dick, that's right. My dick in your fucking face.
Joe Fresh has bought stuff from them in the past.
Yeah, Joe Fresh is that Dragon's Den piece of shit.
Contour Brands, which makes Wrangler jeans, said they used to work with them but haven't worked with them since 2014. Now, here's the thing. Nandon Demo reported revenues of $218 million last year.
There you go. And they're paying 35 cents an hour to their workers.
35 cents an hour, and they just paid out only $14,000.
And they couldn't pay for a door. How is that not even in fucking India? You think a place would have 2 doors? Like,
yeah, at least 2. But yeah, no, they fully chimps out in that much just by only having 1 door.
That's amazing.
And they stuck it. Yeah, and they used a ladder to get to it.
And Indian guys are crazy as fuck. Have you ever seen Indian guys on a construction site? They work 23 hours a day, and they use the sketchiest tools and fucking equipment. Like, they don't care. They just go in and do it. They fucking get her done. And I'm sure in India at these factories, they don't, 1 door, fuck it. Most of us will get out. 7 might not. Let's get to work. I mean that in the nicest possible way. These motherfuckers work, and they work hard, and their whole family works together.
Yep.
In a construction site, they pay 18 people to do one guy's job. It's a great system. But they're not making 35 cents an hour here. But come on, 218 million you said, or billion, whatever.
$218 million last year is what the company made.
218 million, and you're kicking out 14,000 to 7 families.
Yeah.
That's. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I can do math, but that's a. That's like give them $1 million. You still make 209 million. Give me each $1 million. No, 9 and 7. That's bad math. But you know what I'm saying. Even if you gave them each $1 million, you still have over 200 million that year.
Yep.
Not that there's a price that you can give that's going to be acceptable, but still, come on, $14,000. How did you come up with that? Oh, that'd be 35 cents an hour for the rest of your family's life. So we just figured.
That's pretty, and I bet you that's pretty much what they figured.
That's fucking. I think that anyone who currently is employed by the Canadian government, their next job should have to be in one of these factories.
Yes.
And that should be the rule. You can be in the government for however long we keep voting for you, but once you're done, you go work in an Indian jeans factory. So That's how we decide if you run for the election or not. It's like the Hunger Games now.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be brilliant. Yes, I will vote for you if you go work in this jeans factory after your 4 years is up. That should be the deal, and see how many of these fucking Trudeau clones want to work in the government next year.
None of them. They'll all be going to the private sector.
That's a good idea. I like that. That should be the deal. Then we know who really cares about their country. As soon as we stop voting for you, you have to go work in the jeans factory with one door up a ladder. So do your job well. They would do better if that was the deal, I think. All right, kids. I don't know. Gord, do you want to call her a night?
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing before I do, though. I don't even know how to actually say this. In the U.S., according to the teachers' unions, children are terrified by active shooter drills.
Yeah, of course they are. That's stupid.
How is that? The two largest teachers' unions want schools to reverse or eliminate active shooter drills because they can harm students' mental health.
Oh, in news, 100% of people who got stung by a bee didn't like it. Yeah, fucking, of course it terrifies them. It's a horrible fucking thing to do. Why are you having active shooter drills? Why don't you have fucking ban gun rallies, you morons?
They have to have these drills because they have so many of these school shootings.
Oh, yeah, they have to have these drills. Who the fuck pays attention to their active shooter drill when their school's getting shot up? You smash a window, you get the fuck out. No one is doing anything they learn in one of these drills. All you're doing is terrifying children right now. Fucking do your jobs and teach math and shit. Stop coming up with ideas. You're teachers. You're not supposed to have ideas. Read from books. Teach your kids. They don't need fucking shooter drills. What good does that do? You're not learning anything in a fucking shooter drill.
This is why unions should not exist.
Don't get shot. There's your shooter drill. You can sum it up at the first day of school every year. Hey, kids, with the guy with the guns coming, go the other way. There's your fucking shooter drill. That's all you need. In the meantime, go work on getting guns out of your fucking country, you retards. Of course it terrifies kids. Everything terrifies kids. Kids are scared of everything. You know why? Because they're fucking kids. Stop scaring them. They don't need to know that the world's a shitty fucking place and someone's going to come shoot them. How do kids have to go to bed with that in their head every night? Why are you telling them anything? Do your jobs. Fucking god damn it. Oh, we got to teach them about sex. No, you don't. They're 5. Leave them alone. They don't need to know about sex until they're... Well, it's America, so at least 12. But fucking... we don't need to teach them this stuff. Let kids be kids. The odds of them getting shot in school would be a lot less if you'd go deal with the fucking problem. Jesus Christ. Why do we have active shooter drills? Why do you... let's have Catholic priests are going to rape you drills every month in school, too. Oh, this is what you do if a Catholic priest is in the hallway trying to rape you, and this is what you do if there's a shooter, and this is what you do if you're on a Greyhound bus and someone chops your head off and eats your fucking eye. No, shut up, they're kids. They don't need to know. Just solve the fucking problem. Sorry.
No, you nailed it. What am I going to say? You nailed it.
You know what else kids are scared of? Clowns. Birds, their own shadows, ants,
work.
Kids are scared of a lot of shit because they're kids. I was deathly afraid of the dark when I was little. I was stupid. Kids are stupid. Teach them not to be stupid.
I was afraid of E.T.
He was afraid of E.T. There you go. E.T. kind of scary.
Scarred me for like 15 years, that movie.
Did you know that in terrified
Oklahoma
of Drew
City,
Barrymore, but... Sorry?
That's kind of sad. Did you know that, I don't know if you heard about this, pretty brutal, but apparently in Oklahoma City, a guy was driving his pickup truck, went off the road, went up on a sidewalk, and slammed into a bunch of high school cross-country teams that were on a sidewalk, and killed 2, injuring a whole bunch more.
I did hear about this, and it made me...
He was doing 79 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone.
I did hear about it, and it made me think back. I was like, why are these kids on the street? And then I remember like the odd time where we had to do track and shit. We'd go running on the block and stuff, and it never crossed my mind, really, that was a possibility when I was in the heart of it. It's weird. I don't know what... Now, the guy was speeding, and he's an idiot, and whatever. He's Oklahoma. What do you expect?
Yeah.
But...
No,
I don't know what to think. Like, it's such a freak occurrence. And again, what do? Do we just, we can't have track and field anymore? We can't have cross-country?
But here's what's fucked up. The guy who did it, his 28-year-old son was killed in an auto accident the day before.
Well, he probably shouldn't have been out driving then. Probably.
The blood alcohol tests are still pending. He remains in jail on a $1.2 million bond. He's pleaded not guilty. I don't understand how you can.
Well, obviously he was going to go not criminally responsible because he was emotional over his son, and he's going to get off on it too, the motherfucker, because everybody's not criminally responsible. Nobody's responsible for anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what do you do in that situation? Fry the guy, hopefully, but he's going to walk. Do you just now we cancel? No, we can't do that either because it's worse than dodgeball, and we can't do dodgeball, so we sure can't do fucking cross country. Because Dodge truck way harder than dodgeball. I've never tried Dodge traffic, but I guarantee it sucks a lot more than dodgeball when you get tagged. But what do you do? I don't know. You can't just completely cancel everything because of the odds of a freak accident.
No, I don't think I don't think that's even going to be a thing.
This guy's going to get off on it. Now, I'm hoping it was an accident. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he was so mad about his son he wanted to go kill some kids. Weirder shit has happened, especially in the States.
According to, I don't know, some guy, he said that he was... I don't want to get into who this dude is, because I just don't care enough. But
according to some guy, and that's the kind of quality news reporting you get from Eric and Gord.
Fine. The guy who was babysitting his grandson said that he was talking to himself, looking for his phone, and all he said was, "I just lost." And so apparently he looked down as he was coming around a corner. He looked down to try to find his phone and lost control or something like that. I don't know. It's just It's a weird statement.
Well, even then, they should get him on distracted driving for sure. Get him on something. Yeah. Just get him on something. Don't let him be not criminally responsible for this. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Don't allow distress. If you were that distressed, you shouldn't have been behind the vehicle. Regardless of anything, you should not have been behind the vehicle. And your kid was just killed, and you literally went around 24 hours later, you go and kill a bunch more kids.
Right. And now you can take a pill and not remember it. So great.
Yeah, great. So we'll just keep fucking doing that again.
Wow.
So, there you go.
There's a happy note to end on. I'm going to let Gord sleep because I want him in good shape for tomorrow. And this was just a miserable episode because we're both in terrible moods. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. It cheered me up. It always does. So thank you, listeners. Keep listening. Please, Podchaser, Chartable, Apple Podcasts. You don't have to leave a review. Just leave a star rating. Anything. I'm not pressuring you to leave us a good rating. Just leave us a rating. Say a few words if you can. Visit our website and say a few words. Just say a hello or fuck you or whatever you want. It would mean the world to us. Emails can go to eric@ericandgord.world. There's also a little button on the right-hand side of our website where you can just click on it and record a 5-minute message to us. anything you want to say about anything we talk about on the show, anything you think we should talk about, stuff that has nothing to do with us, say hi to your parents on the other side of the world and we'll play the message for them. Anything you want. Just record it at ericandgore.world. In the meantime, hashtag easiest thing in the world. Take care of each other.
It's just, I don't care. Whatever.
I'm going to go out on this. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.